To Congressman Pete Sessions, the fine state of Texas, House Rules Committee Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I don't know if this is a smoking gun, but it's at least a gun. I mean, it's pretty big stuff when you are ponying up that kind of money and then expecting to curry favor and getting lawyers involved and staffers panicking about, at the very least, how it looks. Lawyers presumably go even further than that about whether it's even legal. But what do you think?
Well, if we'd even received this information, it would have been heavily redacted. The facts of the case are real simple. We're using their own words, their own emails, their own transgressions are very apparent, but more importantly, they're raising questions unto themselves. And the bottom line, which you have not gotten to yet, Neil, but I'm sure you will very quickly, is, and Huma openly says, and HRC is personally aware of this, and she knows she's put herself in her own box. That is a smoking gun, if there is one. They know what they're doing is wrong. This is not political. It's criminal. It's criminal as Secretary of State for them to use the Clinton Foundation and their own fundraising operation personally for the president and then try and hide this from the American public. This is what we talked about in October Surprise. I don't think it gets any better than this.
All right. Well, the bottom line is, though, that it's gotten very little press scrutiny, maybe because a lot of the emails back and forth prior have been involving establishment media figures themselves. Leaving that aside, though, I mean, the very few to date that involve Mrs. Clinton herself, in fact, none directly. So they can just argue, or Hillary Clinton herself can argue, whatever goes back and forth between my staffs or John Podesta, I have no control of, even though that staff, including Mr. Podesta, were making very clear that she was being pretty sloppy with her image and her husband with his foundation, and they were urgently, it seemed to me, Congressman, like trying to clean up after it.
Well, there was a feeding frenzy for everybody to benefit off of the transactions,
right.
Even staff. There's information about staff even at these meetings trying to position themselves to make money. This is something that Bill Clinton did as president.
Even more alarming, because I think this is what gets lost here, even those governments that have particularly abusive policies, for example, with regard to women and terrorist ties, with whom the association, the initiative, was dealing. I mean, that was another area. I just get this feeling like they're trying to, it was whack-a-mole. They were trying to, you know, clamp this one down, clamp this one down. But as things moved on, it was getting frantic.
Make no mistake about it. This is what the president did with Johnny Chung in the White House way back when the book was written, Year of the Rat. Go back and read Year of the Rat. That was written specifically about the use of Chinese donors, Chinese money. When I sat on the House Government Reform Committee, we had Janet Reno, who was demanded to be before the committee, subpoenaed her many times, literally 3 times in a row. She checked into a hospital for exhaustion rather than coming forward with the truth.
Well, now it could be a matter of just running out the clock here. I wish we had more time, Congressman. Wild stuff, but we're going to be on top of it. I know you are. A lot of people are.
It's real.
Both sides of the ledger. Democrats, Republicans, big stuff.